It's strange, isn't it, how the meals we trust the most, the ones we've eaten for decades without question, can sometimes become the very thing standing in our way. Not with a bang, not with drama, but with slow, quiet shifts, fatigue that lingers longer, joints that feel stiffer, mornings that no longer feel steady. And yet we keep doing what we've always done because it's comfortable, because it feels healthy. Take oatmeal. Just the word feels gentle, doesn't it? A soft, warm bowl that's seen us through long winters and quiet mornings. We've called it heart-healthy, gut-friendly, senior-safe. But what if, just what if, this trusted friend has been keeping quiet company with the wrong guests? I'm not here to strip away your comfort, I'm here to sharpen your awareness. Because something happens after 60, your body begins to whisper. Digestion slows, blood sugar rises faster, inflammation settles deeper, and the foods that once helped him may need a second look. That's what today is about. A gentle re-examination of our most sacred morning meal. Not to remove it, but to revive it. To help you make oatmeal work for your brain, your heart, your mood, not against it. We'll walk together through 3 innocent additions that may be robbing you of energy and clarity, and 3 healing partners that turn your oatmeal into a daily ritual of self-care. And before we go further, if you've ever felt like your body is changing faster than your habits can keep up, please take a moment to like, subscribe, or share this video. I'm working toward 1,000 beautiful souls who believe, like I do, that age doesn't mean decline, it means refinement. Your support means everything. Now take a deep breath. Let's begin not just with what's in your bowl, but with what's possible for your mornings ahead. Number 1, the juice that spikes, not sparks. Let's ease into this next part with something familiar. Picture this, you're sitting at your breakfast table. The morning light is soft through the window. You have a bowl of warm oatmeal in front of you, comforting, wholesome, simple, and next to it, a glass of orange juice, bright, golden, just like every health commercial told us was the perfect start to the day. That picture is etched in our memory from childhood. It feels safe. But I need to tell you something now, as gently and as clearly as I can. That glass of juice may be quietly undoing everything your oatmeal is trying to help you with. You see, we were taught to believe juice is fruit, but it's not, at least not in the way your body needs it. When you eat a whole orange, you're not just getting vitamin C, you're getting fiber. That fiber acts like a net. It slows down the absorption of natural sugars, letting your blood sugar rise gently and steadily like a calm tide. But when you remove the pulp, strain the skin and bottle what's left, you're left with what I call stripped fruit. Juice is fruit without its wisdom. It goes straight into your bloodstream, fast and heavy, especially in the morning when your body is most sensitive. And here's the twist. Pairing that fruit juice with oatmeal, which is already a carbohydrate, is like stacking sugar on top of sugar. You don't see it, you don't feel it at first, but internally your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas scrambles to produce insulin to bring that spike down, and then an hour later you crash. You feel drained, foggy, maybe even irritable. That mid-morning slump you blamed on poor sleep or age. It could be your breakfast, not your body, that's making you feel that way. This matters even more after 60. Why? Because your metabolism slows down, not just for calories, but for sugar processing. Your cells don't respond to insulin as efficiently as they did in your 40s. So the same glass of juice that was fine when you were younger now causes more inflammation, more stress on the heart, more demand on the brain. And over time, that leads to bigger problems: fatigue, belly weight gain, memory issues, even insulin resistance, where your cells start shutting the door on insulin and sugar builds up in your blood like traffic on a blocked highway. And here's the part that doesn't get said enough. This isn't just about diabetes. This is about your energy, your clarity, your mood. Sugar spikes and crashes are like emotional whiplash. One moment you're up, the next you're drained, and you wonder if it's just aging. But it might be your breakfast, not your age, talking. Let me share a quiet story with you. Margaret, 68, lives just outside Boise. She's a retired school teacher, always careful with her health. Every morning she had oatmeal with cinnamon and berries and a glass of orange juice. It felt right. But by 10 a.m. she was exhausted, needing a nap or a second cup of coffee. She thought it was part of getting older. Then one morning she swapped her juice for a warm cup of chamomile tea, just that one change. Within a week she noticed something surprising. No more crashes, no more shakiness mid-morning. Just steady energy, like she'd tapped into something her body had been asking for all along. That's not magic. That's biology finally being heard. So what can you do instead? You don't have to give up fruit. In fact, whole fruits are some of the best allies for your breakfast. Berries are excellent. They're rich in antioxidants, gentle on the stomach, and full of fiber. Even apple slices or pear cubes give you that sweetness your body craves, but with the fiber your body needs. And if you need something to drink, reach for warm herbal tea, water with lemon, or even black coffee without sugar. These options hydrate, comfort, and support your digestion without the insulin overload. Let me pause here and say this: you are not doing anything wrong. You were given a script and you followed it in good faith. Orange juice at breakfast wasn't your mistake, it was your inheritance. But now you get to rewrite that script. Gently, mindfully, in a way that honors your body as it is today, not as it was 20 years ago. The truth is, your mornings deserve better than blood sugar chaos. You deserve steady energy. You deserve clarity. You deserve to enjoy your breakfast and trust that it's working for you, not quietly sabotaging your strength. And this small change, just replacing juice with fruit or tea, can be the first brick in rebuilding your day with intention. If this landed with you, if something inside nodded and said, "That makes sense," then you've just made a shift in awareness. And that shift, that's how real transformation begins. Not with willpower, not with rules, but with understanding, with clarity. And as we move forward, just know, the biggest threats to your health aren't always loud. Sometimes they come dressed as old friends, but once we see them, we can choose differently. And when you start your day with that kind of awareness, everything changes. Now, if you're ready to continue, I'm going to walk you into the next common mistake, the one that hides in the creamy sweetness of our oatmeal bowl. Because sugar doesn't always wear orange, sometimes it wears vanilla. Number 2, sweet cream isn't so sweet. If the juice beside your oatmeal was a hidden trap, then what's in the bowl itself might be just as quietly deceptive. Let's step into this next layer together, not with judgment but with clarity. Because the next mistake isn't loud or obvious either. In fact, it often comes dressed as health. It looks like wellness, feels like comfort, and tastes like nostalgia. But to your body, it's confusion, not care. That creamy splash of vanilla yogurt you've been stirring into your oats, the one that feels like a warm hug on a chilly morning, may be masking more harm than help. And it's not just yogurt. It's the sweetened almond milk, the flavored oat milk, the soy creamer you picked up because it had the word organic on the label. These foods are marketed as better, smarter, modern choices for breakfast. But what they're actually doing, especially when paired with oatmeal, is flooding your system with sugar and quietly fanning the flames of chronic inflammation. Here's the science behind it. When you eat oatmeal, your body is already taking in a moderate amount of carbohydrates. That's not a bad thing. Your body needs carbs. But when you add flavored yogurt or sweetened milk, you're essentially layering simple sugars on top of those carbs. That means a more rapid spike in blood sugar. That means your insulin has to work overtime. And over time, that roller coaster leads to more than just fatigue. It contributes to weight gain, joint pain, sleep issues, and even memory decline. Let's pause and imagine this together. Would you ever sit down with your oatmeal, open the sugar jar, and spoon in 4 full teaspoons of white sugar? By hand? Probably not. But that's exactly what 1 serving of flavored yogurt is giving you. 4 teaspoons. And if you're using sweetened almond milk too, you're adding even more. And the worst part, you probably don't even taste that much sweetness. You're just following habit, you're chasing creaminess. And you're not alone. I've seen this in dozens of seniors I've coached, well-meaning, health-conscious folks who have made the switch from traditional dairy to flavored plant-based alternatives, thinking they were making a safer choice. It's a beautiful intention, but the execution matters, because unfortunately, plant-based doesn't always mean healthy. Dairy-free doesn't always mean clean. Sometimes it just means sweetened differently, with cane sugar, agave, brown rice syrup, or other fast-burning additives your body doesn't need. Let me introduce you to John, 72. He's a retired firefighter from Colorado who told me once, "I eat oatmeal every day with almond milk and a little bit of that vanilla soy yogurt. I've been trying to eat clean." But John had been struggling with stiff joints, brain fog by mid-morning, and rising A1C levels his doctor couldn't explain. When we took a closer look, that yogurt-almond milk combo was giving him nearly 25 grams of added sugar before he even got to lunch. When he swapped in unsweetened almond milk and stirred in just a spoon of plain Greek yogurt with cinnamon instead, his energy steadied. His inflammation markers began to drop, and within weeks his brain fog lifted. Not because he did anything drastic, just because he listened and adjusted. Here's the part most people don't realize. Sugar in the morning is the most destabilizing time to consume it. Why? Because your cortisol is already elevated upon waking. Your metabolism is just revving up. If you add sugar at that moment, especially from hidden sources like yogurt, it supercharges the blood sugar spike and causes a bigger crash later in the day. This impacts mood, memory, and even how much you crave other sweet or starchy foods later. And let's talk about inflammation, because that's where this issue really sinks its roots in deep. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside the body. It doesn't always show up as pain. Sometimes it shows up as swelling in the belly, stiffness in the knees, irritability, sleeplessness, or mental fatigue. And one of the biggest dietary drivers of that fire is added sugar, especially first thing in the morning. Now, if you're thinking, "But I like that creamy texture, I don't want dry oats," let me gently offer you alternatives. Plain Greek yogurt, not the fruit on the bottom kind, but real, unsweetened yogurt, is one of the most beautiful additions you can make. It adds protein, which slows down digestion and balances blood sugar. It has probiotics that support gut health, and its richness offers that satisfying texture you crave without the insulin spike. You could also try unsweetened almond milk or even full-fat milk if your digestion allows it. Just avoid the flavored kinds. Look at the label. If there's added sugar or if sugar is one of the first 3 ingredients, set it down. You deserve better, even better. Stir in a spoonful of chia seeds or a drizzle of almond butter. These not only enhance the creaminess of your oatmeal, but they bring fiber, healthy fats, and satiety. That beautiful feeling of being full and stable, not stuffed and sluggish. Now, let me pause here to say something important. If you've been doing this, adding vanilla yogurt to your oats or pouring sweet almond milk, please hear me. This is not your fault. You're not lazy. You're not careless. You're smart and loving and trying to do what's right. But the food industry isn't always your partner. They use words like natural, low-fat, plant-based, and dairy-free to gain your trust, and too often they hide sugar behind those labels. That's why we must read. That's why we must learn. And that's why we're having this conversation today. Even many celebrities who once endorsed popular yogurt brands are now shifting. In interviews and nutrition podcasts, you'll hear stars, athletes, and wellness influencers talking about switching to unsweetened Greek yogurt or choosing cashew milk with no added sugars. Not because it's trendy, but because it works. Their trainers, their doctors, their dietitians know that the body needs simplicity, not sugar-laced performance in the morning. And if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for you. You don't need a fancy kitchen or a personal chef. You just need intention and a little bit of knowledge. Here's a small exercise for you to try tomorrow. Before you prepare your oatmeal, look at what you plan to mix into it. Turn the carton, read the label. If you see cane sugar, brown rice syrup, or fruit concentrate, ask yourself, is this helping my morning or hurting it? And if the answer feels uncertain, choose differently. Your body will notice the difference. Perhaps not in that first bite, but surely in how you feel 2 hours later. Because that's what this is really about, building mornings that carry you, not drain you. Building meals that stabilize your mood, support your memory, nourish your joints, and steady your energy. You deserve that. You've earned that. So if the juice was a fast flood and the yogurt is a sugar disguise, then what's next? What could possibly be more traditional than juice or dairy at breakfast, yet even more damaging when paired with oatmeal? Stay with me, because we're about to talk about bacon. We're about to talk about sausage. We're about to talk about what might be the most quietly dangerous breakfast pairing of all, and the memories that make it hard to let go. Number 3, the bacon trap. It smells like Sunday mornings in your childhood. It crackles in the pan like comfort itself. But the truth is, bacon doesn't just stay on the plate, it stays in your arteries. And I say that with love, not fear. Because I understand the pull. Bacon and sausage have become symbols of a satisfying breakfast in America. They're hearty, savory, and for many of us over 60, they're tied to memories, family gatherings, leisurely brunches, that feeling of being full and nourished. But here's the gentle truth we need to hold today. What nourished our spirits in the past might now be burdening our bodies in ways we can't ignore any longer. Let's talk about what happens when we pair oatmeal, a soft, fibrous, heart-friendly grain, with something like bacon or sausage. On paper, it might seem like a balanced plate, carbs from the oats, protein from the meat. But inside your body, this combination creates a mixed message, one that your cardiovascular system pays the price for. Oatmeal is gentle. It moves slowly through your system. It stabilizes blood sugar, supports digestion, and helps manage cholesterol. But processed meats like bacon and sausage are aggressive. They're high in sodium, nitrates, nitrites, and often hidden sugars added during curing. These additives aren't just about taste or shelf life. They're inflammatory agents. And when they meet a senior digestive system, already slower, already more sensitive, they stir up far more harm than you can see. Let's be honest, bacon isn't just meat, it's memory, it's emotion. That sizzling sound in the skillet, that smoky scent in the kitchen, it taps into something deeper than taste. And sausage, it's hearty, grounding, it gives the illusion of fuel. But these foods are not innocent. Processed meats are classified by the World Health Organization as Group 1 carcinogens, the same group as tobacco. That doesn't mean bacon is a cigarette, but it does mean that the chemicals used to preserve it, particularly sodium nitrite, have been shown to promote inflammation in blood vessels, increase arterial stiffness, and stress the heart. Now imagine combining that chemical load with a carb like oatmeal. The oats try to lower cholesterol, but the sodium pushes your blood pressure up. The fiber tries to soothe your gut, but the preservatives agitate your digestion. The oats try to stabilize your insulin, but the added sugars in sausage trigger a glucose response. It's like giving your body a gas pedal and brake at the same time. No wonder so many people feel bloated, sluggish, or foggy after what they thought was a hearty breakfast. And the data backs this up. Seniors who consume processed meats regularly, especially in the morning when their insulin is most sensitive, have a higher risk of stroke, heart disease, and cognitive decline. The combination of high sodium and saturated fat disrupts endothelial function. That's the smooth lining inside your blood vessels. Over time, this leads to plaque buildup, restricted blood flow, and increased cardiac stress. This isn't just about weight. This is about the flow of life inside you, your heart, your brain, your memory, your breath. Now I want to speak directly to those of you who are managing high blood pressure, who have a stent, or who have been told your cholesterol is borderline. You're already doing the work, you're reading labels, you're choosing oatmeal, but this single choice to add sausage or bacon on the side could be quietly undermining all your efforts, because the effects of these meats aren't loud, they build slowly. A little inflammation here, a little water retention there, a few missed signals in the brain. Then suddenly you're feeling stiff, cloudy, tired, and you don't know why. Let me introduce you to Alvin, 74, from North Carolina. A proud veteran, he starts every day with steel-cut oats, made the night before just the way his doctor recommended. But every morning he added 2 strips of turkey bacon, thinking it was a healthier alternative. Still, his blood pressure stayed elevated, and his ankles were often swollen by late afternoon. It wasn't until we swapped his processed meat for a soft-boiled egg and a handful of chopped walnuts that things started to change. Within a month, Alvin noticed fewer palpitations. His blood pressure normalized. He said he felt lighter, not in weight, but in his chest, in his thoughts. That's the kind of shift we are talking about. That's the power of small, conscious substitutions. And no, this doesn't mean you can never enjoy bacon again. It means you learn when and how it supports your body, and when it doesn't. At breakfast, your body is trying to reset, regulate, and repair. Give it foods that align with that intention. Oatmeal and walnuts, they speak the same language. Oatmeal and a poached egg, they walk the same path, but oatmeal and sausage, they argue internally, chemically, silently. If you're wondering what to eat instead, here are some soul-satisfying swaps that nourish instead of stress. 1. Chopped walnuts or almonds. They give you crunch, healthy fats, and protein without the sodium or preservatives. 2. A soft-boiled egg or poached egg. It provides high-quality protein, a sense of fullness, and balances the carb load of oats without the inflammatory additives. 3. Natural peanut butter or almond butter, unsweetened. Stirred into oatmeal, it creates a creamy, satisfying bowl that sustains you for hours. 4. Even avocado on the side, rich in potassium and healthy fat, can provide that savory grounding you might be missing without the bacon. And if you absolutely need that smoky flavor, consider using a dash of smoked paprika or liquid smoke in your savory oats. Yes, savory oatmeal is a thing, and it's amazing. Think oats with mushrooms, spinach, a boiled egg, and spices. It's warm, grounding, and infinitely better for your blood vessels. Let me say this again. You're not being asked to give up your culture, your taste, your history. You're being invited to update it, gently, lovingly, wisely. This isn't about erasing pleasure. It's about preserving your health so you can experience more of it, longer, clearer, stronger. And here's the beautiful part: your palate will adjust. When your body stops riding the blood sugar roller coaster and the inflammatory train, it begins to crave peace. Calm food, nourishing food, Food that doesn't make your heart race or your knees swell or your belly feel heavy before noon. That's what we're building together, one breakfast at a time. So as we close this section, let me offer you a soft reminder. Your morning choices shape your entire day. You deserve a breakfast that supports your blood pressure, your memory, your clarity. You deserve energy that lasts past 10 a.m. You deserve a body that breathes easily, thinks clearly, and moves gently through the morning sun. And bacon doesn't have to be the villain, but it doesn't belong in your daily script. It's a special guest, not a lead role. Your health is the main character now. Let's write the story accordingly. And now, let's move into something even more uplifting. We've talked about what to remove, now let me show you what to add. Let's talk about berries. Let's talk about cinnamon. Let's talk about healing upgrades that turn your oatmeal into a daily act of self-care. Number 4, the 3 gentle healers. There comes a moment in life, not loud, not dramatic, when your body no longer asks for more food. It asks for better care, not bigger portions, not trendier diets. Just calm, steady nourishment that doesn't confuse it, that doesn't inflame it, that doesn't leave it jittery or exhausted by noon. After 60, the conversation between you and your body changes. Your digestion softens. Your joints stiffen, your blood sugar responds a little slower, but most of all, your system becomes more sensitive, not just to toxins, but to kindness. It's no longer about willpower, it's about wisdom. So now that we've stepped away from the noisy ingredients, the sugar-spiked juices, the overly sweet yogurts, the processed meats with their sodium baggage, it's time to turn toward the gentle ones. The ones that know how to soothe, support, and stay. We don't just remove the harm, we invite the healing. There are 3 ingredients, humble, natural, accessible, that turn a simple bowl of oatmeal into a soft, daily act of self-respect. They don't shout, they don't promise quick fixes, but they work quietly, deeply, over time. They are berries, chia seeds with walnuts and cinnamon, and each one speaks a different kind of healing to the body that has carried you this far. Let's begin with berries. Berries are nature's reminder that medicine can be beautiful. Their rich color comes from anthocyanins, natural pigments with antioxidant power that protect your cells, especially brain cells, from oxidative stress. As we age, our bodies accumulate more of these unstable molecules, free radicals that speed up aging and disease. Antioxidants neutralize them. They're not glamorous, they're simply essential. Berries don't just help the mind, they help blood sugar. Their fiber content slows the release of sugar into your bloodstream, creating a smoother energy curve. They're sweet, but they don't spike, which means you get flavor and joy without the insulin roller coaster. That stability alone can reduce cravings, support mood, and give your brain more consistency in how it functions during the day. Even more quietly, berries support the heart. They reduce LDL cholesterol, improve arterial flexibility, and protect against plaque buildup. All of this without needing sugar, syrup, or artificial enhancements. You only need half a cup, fresh or frozen, alone or mixed in. It's not about excess, it's about intention. Now turn to the second healing pair, chia seeds and walnuts. Chia is often underestimated, but its power lies in how it behaves. It absorbs water, forming a gel that slows digestion and creates satiety. It holds omega-3 fatty acids, those essential, brain-protective, anti-inflammatory fats that many seniors are deficient in. Chia also adds bulk for digestion, which becomes crucial as peristalsis. The wave-like movement of your intestines slows with age. A spoonful of chia helps food move, helps discomfort lessen, helps things settle. Walnuts, meanwhile, are rich in alpha-linolenic acid, magnesium, and polyphenols. Their combination reduces chronic inflammation, improves circulation, and supports the neurological systems tied to memory and emotion. A small serving each morning supports cardiovascular function and may lower the risk of cognitive decline over time. Together, chia and walnuts bring texture, depth, and nourishment to oatmeal. But they also bring something less visible: resilience. They equip the body to handle the natural wear and tear of time, not with artificial fuel, but with cellular repair. And then there is cinnamon. Cinnamon is the quietest healer of the three, but its voice is powerful. Its active compound, cinnamaldehyde, improves insulin sensitivity, allowing your body to process sugar more efficiently and preventing the blood sugar spikes that lead to fatigue, mood swings, and metabolic stress. Just a quarter to a half teaspoon each morning can significantly reduce fasting blood sugar over time. Cinnamon also supports the body's anti-inflammatory response, lowers bad cholesterol, and aids in digestion. But perhaps most importantly, it makes food feel comforting. It replaces sweetness with warmth, helping you move away from honey, syrup, or brown sugar without feeling deprived. Think of cinnamon as the scent of balance. The taste of memory, the spice that gently tells your body, you're safe, you're steady, I'm here. When these three healers, berries, chia and walnuts, cinnamon, come together in a bowl of oatmeal, you are not just eating, you are aligning. You are saying yes to clarity, yes to consistency, yes to the quiet strength that comes from food that respects your biology. And that's the key. These ingredients don't push your body, they support it. They don't exhaust your systems, they restore them. This is the opposite of diet culture. This is nourishment culture. This is how people in the longest-lived communities, like the Blue Zones, eat. Simple, plant-rich, fiber-rich, low-sugar, full of anti-inflammatory foods that work with age, not against it. Here's what you can do tomorrow. Start your oatmeal. While it warms, add half a cup of berries. Sprinkle in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Stir in 7 walnut halves chopped. Finish with cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon. And then breathe. Eat slowly. Let it heal. No labels, no rules, just rhythm, because your body is listening. And the way you feed it, gently, daily, consistently, will shape the way it shows up for you in return. Your breakfast is no longer about fixing weight or managing guilt or trying to be perfect. It's about fueling focus. Honoring your digestion, protecting your brain, softening inflammation, starting the day in harmony. These aren't superfoods, they're soul foods. They don't demand anything from you. They simply offer what you've always deserved: steadiness. And now, in our final section, let's gather these truths together. Let's speak about how breakfast, this quiet morning ritual, can build you up or slowly wear you down. One bowl, one choice, one breath at a time. Final, the breakfast that builds or breaks you. What you eat at sunrise shapes how you feel until sunset. It may seem like just a bowl, just a habit, just breakfast, but morning is not neutral. It's a message, a signal to your entire system about how to show up in the hours ahead. What you choose in that quiet space between sleep and motion has more power than most people realize. And for those of us over 60, that power is magnified, because the older body is wiser, but it's also more sensitive. It reacts faster, holds inflammation longer, and takes more time to recover from spikes, crashes, and silent stressors. This journey began with something familiar: oatmeal, a warm, soft comfort food that many of us grew up trusting. And oatmeal itself, it still has that trust, it still deserves a place in your healing. But what we've uncovered along the way is that the trouble isn't in the oats, it's in what surrounds them. Innocent additions like orange juice, flavored yogurt, or a strip of bacon, choices so common they seem harmless, can quietly work against the very health we're trying to preserve. These are not loud mistakes, they don't hurt right away. But over time, they become layers of confusion inside the body. Rising insulin, creeping inflammation, blood pressure that won't settle, joints that ache for no clear reason, and a mind that feels cloudy before the day even starts. And here's the deeper truth: these are not rare missteps. They are the habits most seniors fall into, not because of ignorance, but because of routine, tradition, and trust in the old way of eating. But here's the turning point. Every one of those habits can be gently replaced, without drama, without deprivation, without losing the ritual. That's where the healing begins. That's what we've shown you today. You can keep your oats, but you can upgrade the company they keep. Berries that brighten the brain and protect your vessels. Chia seeds and walnuts that ground your gut and steady your energy. Cinnamon that softens sugar swings and brings warmth without harm. These are not trendy superfoods. They are gentle, familiar allies your body already knows how to welcome. And when you choose them, even once, even tomorrow, you are choosing to feel better, move better, and think more clearly, not someday, but today. Let's remember this together. Aging is not the enemy. Unawareness is. And breakfast isn't just about fuel. It's about foundation, about giving your body the clearest, kindest beginning possible. If you've ever felt like your mornings leave you heavy, foggy, or drained, it's not your age, it's your first choice of the day. But now you have new tools, now you have a new lens. Now you have a garden of options that support your system instead of confusing it. And that's the soul of Age Defiant Health. We are here to listen, to learn, and to gently shift together. Not through restriction, but through refinement. Not through rules, but through rhythm. We believe aging is not decline, it's deepening. And with the right nourishment, even your first bite of the day can be an act of healing. You don't have to change everything. You don't have to throw away your traditions. You only need one small habit, one gentle shift, one moment of noticing, because your body is listening. And healing begins with breakfast. If this video has inspired you in any way, if it's made you pause, reflect, or rethink how you start your day, I want to invite you into something deeper. Please share this video with someone you love. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what resonated most for you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Age Defiant Health. I'm walking toward a simple goal, 1000 followers, so I can continue bringing these grounded, soul-nourishing insights to more people who need them. Your support isn't just for me, it's for the mission. It's for the movement of seniors reclaiming their mornings, their clarity, and their strength, one thoughtful meal at a time, because you're not alone in this. We are walking it together, one spoonful. One sunrise, one breath at a time.